Hey guys, it's Graham here from Out of Left Field. For those of you who've been listening to the show long enough, you know that between Chris and I'm the umpire on the show. He's done it a few times, he understands a little bit of it, but when it comes to understanding really the facet of that side of the game, that's my specialty. And we love that part about the show. We love being that show that's completely well-rounded, that's going to bring you things that you're not going to hear somewhere else. If you haven't listened to this week's show, please go and do that. You can find it on Facebook, Out of Left Field with Chris and Graham. Of course, on our Twitter page, at @OOLeftField on Twitter. And we are very proud to be brought to you by the Grueling Truth Network and MLB Mayhem. Of course, you can find the Grueling Truth on Facebook. Just search the Grueling Truth, thegruelingtruth.net, and at Grueling Truth on Twitter. And check out MLB Mayhem on Facebook and at MLB Mayhem on Twitter. Now, why did I start off this video of all times with an umpire mask? Well, if you haven't listened to this week's show, it may come as a bit of a surprise. If you have, you'll know that we had Force 3 Pro Gear's founder, CEO, creator, Jason Klein on the show this week. It was a very fitting time to have him on as Major League Baseball umpire Dale Scott took an absolutely horrific shot to the mask this past week in Toronto. Knocked him out of the game, had to be removed from the game on a backboard with a neck brace. Thankfully, he is out of the hospital. He is okay. He is concussed. He's had several concussions during his career. So what can we do to stop that? Head trauma has become a huge point of conversation in today's society. Football, soccer. Soccer may seem odd, but I mean, you gotta think you're heading a ball that's getting kicked pretty hard. And of course, baseball, getting hit in the helmet. Buster Posey went on the disabled list because he got hit in the helmet and was concussed. Being a catcher, getting hit, and of course, umpires. And guys, this goes from youth, little league, all the way to the pros. The mask that I took off when we started the show is a standard umpire mask that you'll see a good majority of umpires wear. It's lightweight, it's comfortable on the head, but it's not going to have a whole lot of give to it when you get hit. It's the same style, same brand of mask that Dale Scott was wearing when he got hit. And yes, it's lightweight, but when you get hit, the force of that baseball has to go somewhere. With those masks, it's going to go into your head, into your skull. Now, the titanium masks are very lightweight. I have one. I love that thing. It was so great, very comfortable. I like the look of it. The problem is titanium is even stiffer than what I just showed you, this lightweight steel, and it has no bend. Normally, if a titanium mask gets hit, it can actually bend the bars. So I want you guys to take a look at this video of MLB umpire Dale Scott getting hit. This is going to be at full speed. You're going to hear it. It's not gory or graphic, but he is going to stumble once he gets hit, and you're going to hear just how hard that impact is. And keep in mind, when you see the speed of the pitch, add about 5 or 10 miles an hour to that because of the backspin off of the swing of the bat. So take a look at this video.
Pitches to get you out. He was a starter in the minor leagues. That one got Dale Scott's.
So you see, it's a solid shot. There's no surprise that he went down. It's a surprise that when umpires get hit, so many of them can shake it off. And we're very thankful that they have a concussion protocol in today's society. Now, I want you to see the video in a slow motion, because you would think, okay, he got hit right on top of the face. Well, actually, he gets hit right in the chin of the mask. He gets hit pretty much right about here. It's something they call the kill shot. Now, as I play this slow motion video, the voice you're going to hear is an excerpt from our interview with Force 3 creator Jason Klein. Take a look at this slow motion replay of the hit that Dale Scott took this past week.
They call that the kill shot, and I've even read that in some articles, and they're exactly right. I mean, when we test the masks, we specifically test it at that area because we know that is the most vulnerable spot to get really hurt.
Now you understand just why those masks are so important and why Jason and what he's created is so important. One of the things that we pride ourselves on our show is bringing to you guys the newest things that are out there to keep you safe as umpires. What can you go look for? What's new? What's innovative? What is out there to keep you guys as protected behind the plate as you can? And guys, this technology, these items they've created are good for catchers too. They make hockey-style masks. All Little League, high schools, Federation rules require hockey-style masks. Here is one, okay? It's got the springs. It's designed for a nice, easy viewpoint. It's good stuff to have. So I put it back. Sorry to look away. So here's the one that I have. This is the Force 3 Defender. Okay? I'm going to block my face so you guys can see it. Black, I have the throat guard. And look at the springs. 1 set, 2 sets, and 3 sets. 6 springs total, 2 in each set, 3 around the mask. It's a little bit heavier than most, but it's a fantastic piece of equipment. Now, we have discussed multiple times about the slot. I've told you guys, really when we started the show, our second show, we discussed this, about umpire injuries, and they're going to happen. But I want you to take a look as I explain this, what the slot is. And here's a picture of the slot. Okay, the slot is where an umpire wants to be, regardless of what side the batter is hitting from, he wants to be on the catcher's shoulder nearest to the batter over the corner of the plate. It keeps him in the safest possible area to keep from getting hit by a foul ball. Now, not all foul balls are going to miss you, and that's obvious by what happened to Dale Scott. If you guys want to take a look at that graphic, it'll be back up on our Facebook page, Out of Left Field with Chris and Graham. I'll also post it to Twitter, at OOLeftField on Twitter. So, this Force 3 mask, what Jason designed, and I want you to take a look at this as he explains it, these springs will not compress just by hand. You cannot take your hand and just push them together. That's what I love about it, is the springs, they feel stiff, but it's a shock absorber. It's exactly what you would think it is. Take a look at these 2 tests. The mask on the left is very similar to the mask that I showed you when we began the show. The mask on the right is going to be the Force 3 mask, getting hit by a 70-mile-per-hour baseball. And listen as Jason Klein explains just how exactly they go about testing their products and why they are just so good for all levels of baseball. Take a look at this video, guys.
We tested at the Noxie standard, which is a 70-mile-an-hour softball, but then we also tested with a 100-mile-an-hour baseball directly at the chin. And the numbers we get are just incredible. I mean, the test facility, they wanted to do it a couple times because they thought their machine was broken because they had never seen a result that low. So, I'm trying to, make this equipment safer for everyone out there. I don't want to see what happened to Dale happen to anyone. I don't wish that upon anyone. It's not pleasant, and, it has long-lasting effects. And if we can reduce the severity index and make that 100-mile-an-hour impact or 90-mile-an-hour impact feel like a 40-mile-an-hour impact or a 50-mile-an-hour impact, it's just going to do great things for the game.
It's amazing. The amount of impact that is sustained with the first mask compared to the second mask, it's night and day. And that will keep you from being concussed. It's not guaranteed, but more often than not, taking a hard shot with that mask, and as an owner, I took one a couple of weeks ago, took it right to where my right cheekbone is. Now, my mask moved. I had it snug, but it had an angle where the mask moved. I felt a little bit of tingling, but nothing else. Had I been wearing my other titanium mask, I probably would have had my bell rung pretty good. The phone might still be ringing and no one's answering it, if you know what I mean. So it's nice to have, it's a nice thing to know that when I had that mask on, if something happens, I'm okay. And again, they make it in hockey style, and they make it in the traditional style. Several catchers are going to it now. Kurt Suzuki, I believe. I think Jan Gomes. I know Tyler Flowers has been the biggest piece. And something Jason Klein told us, and again, please go check out the interview we had with him, is that some of these catchers are actually breaking their endorsement deals because they trust in this product. They make a variety of things, chest protectors, shin guards. One of the ones that I like, if you've all have been there, the inside of your thighs is one of the softest spots on the body. When you get hit, it hurts. Curveballs in the dirt, fastballs. I've taken both, and the bruise lasts for a long time. They make a really nice pair of compression pants with pockets right on the inside of the thigh where they have 2 small pads that go in there and keep your, it's not going to keep you from getting hurt, but it will hopefully absorb a good chunk of that impact. You can check that out on their site and other retailers as well. So that's what I want to make sure that you guys understand is these are the things out there that can keep you safe. They're important. Concussions are no joke. From youth all the way up, we've seen it in youth football, youth baseball, youth soccer. We want you guys to stay safe. This is what is going to help make that happen. If you guys get a chance as well, go ahead and stop by our Facebook page again. I know I keep pressing it. There's a lot of good stuff on there. On top of that slot graphic I just showed you guys a few minutes ago, I also have videos of, obviously, the Dale Scott hit again, but there are two videos, one of a catcher for the Oakland A's and one of Major League umpire Mark Wegner, both who wear the Force 3 mask. The same mask I just showed you, the traditional one. The Oakland A's catcher has his with a silver frame. Mark Wegner's is just like mine, the all black. Mark got hit 3 times. 3 times in one game in spring training. It was the Yankees-Tigers no-hitter in spring training. 2 of those shots were the kill shot, and he stayed in the game. Didn't even have to get checked on by trainers. He was fine. Guys, this stuff works. I'm not telling you that it will keep you from being concussed. I'm not a doctor. But as someone who uses this product, who knows that it works, I want you guys to go check it out. Do your own research. If you are a school, check it for your kids. If you're an umpire, check it for yourself, okay? This stuff is good, guys. Again, we love bringing this to you on Out of Left Field. Chris and I both have a deep appreciation for umpires, a deep respect for what they do, and the catchers as well. And the big thing is, we love having you guys as our listeners. We want to make sure that you're not getting a concussion where you can't bother to hear my crazy voice or Chris's crazy voice bugging you for an hour every week. So please take a look at these things. Just keep yourself safe, something else that you're aware of. And don't forget, check out our Facebook page, Out of Left Field with Chris and Graham, and of course at OO Left Field on Twitter for all of our shows, some past stuff, some fun stuff, or just stop by and say hi. We love seeing you. Aside from that, guys, look forward to seeing you guys on the podcast this coming week. Some crazy stuff with Starling Marte getting suspended for PEDs. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to the Bucks? Does this mean that McCutchen's going to get traded? Chris and I have had plenty of good debates on this already, and we are holding off to bring you a ton of good stuff for the show this week. Look forward to seeing you this week on Out of Left Field.